We know that Rebbe Akiva's students were dying during this period, and that's why in our Jewish tradition we don't take haircuts. See, you're gonna have to put up with my haircut and with my beard right now, because we're mourning something. What exactly are we mourning? You ever think about that? We are mourning that these holy students, 25,000 students, did not give each other respect. Lo nahagu kavod ze bezeh. What does that mean exactly? Lo nahagu kavod ze bezeh. Now, Rabbi Abulafia pointed out to us that it doesn't mean that they put each other down, because then it would have, the Gemara would have told us something like they disparaged each other, they criticized each other, they looked down on each other. Nope, they didn't act with each other with respect. They didn't give each other kavod. They didn't give each other honor, dignity, importance. And so we see here an amazing yesod, an amazing foundational idea that we need to internalize, which is that there's two different aspects here. There's the negative side and then there's the positive side. There's the knocking down and there's the building up. Rabbi Nachman is famous for saying, it's real easy to knock someone down, but takes real skill is to build someone up. So how often are we disparaging other people? Are we putting people down? How often are we criticizing them, pointing out something that they should have done, didn't do, would have done, said wrong? We don't like, they've got it wrong, that doesn't look good, that doesn't taste good, why do you cook that way, all the time. So we have to correct those negative minds and we have to retrain ourselves, and that is so important, and that will upgrade our relationships times 1,000. But we're learning also from this that there's a whole nother level, and that whole other level is the building up of others. We have to build other people up with the best of our abilities, and we need to build ourselves up. And we need help to build ourselves up. We need to strengthen ourselves, and we need strength from others in order to keep going and to become great. So we know that the Baal Shem Tov is famous for saying what is really difficult in this world is to be yourself in a world that's trying to make you be like everyone else. So it's one thing to be able to be like everyone else, and there's a pressure whether to do the good or to the bad. And we have a unique personality that God gave us, and we're meant to be that unique personality. And what happens is that it's very difficult to do that, and we need strength to find it, and we need strength to live it, and we need strength to continue it, and to keep going on our road. And so these students didn't build each other up. They were willing to go to war over the truth of God and fight, but they didn't try to strengthen each other, really think about each other as great. The opposite person's point of view, and that they have such a point of view, and that they're thinking such a point of view, that they're working hard to learn such deep Torah is amazing. And they didn't stop to really see that in the other and to celebrate it and to build it up and to give the other person a sense of esteem and respect just for being so powerfully invested, strong, and growing in their intellectual, spiritual, and their fear of God. So that they didn't do, and for that they weren't meriting to keep going, which itself is amazing that the punishment's so strong. We see that if a person is not going to be themselves in this world, then what does God need them for? And that a big part of what they needed to be in this world was obviously to give strength to others, not just to seek the truth, but that part of living the truth was to give strength to others, to see the good in them, to celebrate the good, and to build them up, because that's what's really difficult, to build up ourselves and to build up others. So it's a much higher level, but because they were on a much higher level, they were the students of the holy Rebbe Akiva, they were held to a much higher level, and they were expected to live and practice from that way. So they no longer merited to live anymore, I guess. So Rebbe Akiva had to start over and to really emphasize in his next generation of students this characteristic. So let's definitely take time to give compliments, to see the good, to see the struggle, to build people up. Let's see that how hard they're working. I had a client last night. His father's wife, his stepmother, left because the father started to get a little bit of light dementia, couldn't take care of himself so much, and she was just overwhelmed. She literally left and abandoned him, and then got a new boyfriend. Is really not nice. And the son, who works as a graphic designer in a corporation, was left to figure out what to do with his father living on a farm, a retired farm, like it's not a non-operative farm anymore. And what is he gonna do with him? And yet the father, he decided after much, soul searching and figuring out what to do and stress and logistics, he brought him home to his own house. And his dementia is slowly progressing. And this week, he told me alone, he had diarrhea every day, the father. He was busy changing the diarrhea of his own father. You know how crazy that is? And trying to, get through it. And that type of person, we all have people on that level, or whether it's partly that way or a lot that way around us. And they all need such strength because they're doing such acts of kindness and giving. It's so selfless with such dedication, and they have to suffer a lot, that we need to build them up. Think about, maybe there's a mother who has her own autoimmune disease or her own, struggles from her family or from emotional difficulties, and yet she's raising children, many children maybe, and how difficult that is. And we need to figure that out, see that, and build them up, encourage them, say, it's amazing what you're doing, keep it up, how can I help, what are you doing? You're doing amazing. We need to find more and more of these opportunities. And in this way, we will definitely bring more and more strength and beauty to the world. When people feel supported, they can be themselves, they can do their mission, they can be their unique self and do their hard missions in this world. And God sent us all on this world to do missions, to do what we came here for. So we need to help each other. We are a team, and the teamwork makes the dream work, right? Goes the phrase. So essentially, I would suggest that we should each find every day one person we can give a compliment and encourage. Another time, we could share with you an amazing story by the main rabbi of Rabbi Abulafia from Brazil, Rabbi Shlomo Laniado, how he encouraged a kid right before he was going to leave the road of his holiness and head off into the great nothingness. So, it's just so important that we strengthen ourselves and that we strengthen other people. And it's a wonderful thing to do to replace insult with encouragement, or replace criticism with compliment. And that's maybe an easier way to, let's remember it that way. We need to replace criticism with compliments. So next time you find yourself wanting to criticize someone, turn it around and make a compliment instead.